We had a look at multiple news packages when creating our news package. One main news package we focused on was Charlie Brooker, BBC, how to make a news package, and we used aspects of this to help us form our news package. However, we used particular branding when creating our news package, such as music, design, context, statistics, and format. We noticed that when comparing Charlie Brooker how to report the news to some of the previous year's coursework, that he didn't have any undertone music, and we acknowledged that this made the news appear very serious, and we decided, due to our target audience of teenagers and parents, that it would be a good idea to add very quiet background music, as it sets much more of an inviting tone to the news package. The music which is currently playing is the music we added to our news package. It is very quiet and doesn't come across as seeming more important than the information being explained to the audience. We found it more engaging for the audience to create our own music to go along with our news package, rather than having a backing tune from a song. We felt that it would help the audience keep focus on what was actually being said and emphasising the welcoming gesture rather than having a distraction of their focus. In regard to design of our news package, it was quite difficult to create a theme and design which is unique when making a news package, although we added our own spin on DST News, including the BBC red ticker. The BBC red ticker, we added a yellow one to develop the consistency which was relayed from the very beginning of our news package, including the opening sequence. A constant theme and design throughout our news package was the colour yellow. Our interviewers also wearing a yellow top to create a large use of mise-en-scène. We used yellow writing throughout our news package. This is to remind the viewers that we were still talking about Snapchat. We also decided to have a red logo, as we didn't want to bombard the viewers with the yellow. We decided that it needed a slight contrast of colours. Content. The content of our news package is constantly referring back to Snap Maps. Our infographics all have a reflection of Snapchat, and this builds up our brand of DST News. This is different to most news packages, as they are very broad topics and there doesn't have much depth. However, we are talking about a niche market. Our news package constantly reminds viewers of the message behind it, and that we use things such as headlines to show that we are engaging with the audience. How we appear to the audience. We appear to the audience as a very relaxed news. We give them lots of information on the topic, however don't bombard them with too much detail. We also constantly add different colourful things to keep them engaged throughout, so it doesn't come across as boring. Our branding shows that we have lots of different things to include, and it also shows that we're trying to relate to the audience.